Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? All of a sudden, I have not been able to hear the countdown when I've been live streaming, and I'm not really sure why. But regardless of that, today I want to talk to you about something that has really been bothering me since I saw it about 4 days ago, but with all of the news about Hamas attacking Israel, I kind of let it go to the wayside. But I want to talk about it today, and that is this new low the pro-choicers have done, and what in the world is going on in the pro-life movement. I mean, we're going to get into that because I think it's a disturbing trend that's happening in the pro-life movement. So let's start with pro-choice. They have hit a new low. And let me play you this video. You may have seen it already. Some pro-life influencers have used it, but they didn't tell you where it originally came from. And I want to tell you, this came from Libs of TikTok about, I want to say 4 days ago. 4 days ago, yes, 4 days ago. And here it is. And as you watch this, I want you to realize what's really going on here, okay? And I'm going to talk about that once it's over.
Like a tick. Clapping back, bitch, I'm clapping on the dick. Bust it, I'm a savage. Bitch, throw it back like a 10-year challenge. Take him to the crib, then I push him on the sofa. Have his breath smelling like pussy and mimosa.
Yeah. So in that video, the fetus, her baby, unborn baby, is dancing and happy because the baby was aborted. I got no words. It angers me to no end. But what you need to know what's going on in that woman's mind is that she is in so much pain. I know that's hard to believe. She is in so much pain that she has to make fun of the fetus. I'm going to show you this again.
Like a tick. Clapping back, bitch, I'm clapping on the dick. Bust it, I'm a savage. Bitch, throw it back like a 10-year challenge. Take him to the crib, then I push him on the sofa. Have his breath smelling like pussy and mimosa.
Yeah. So I know you're thinking, how could that woman be in so much pain? As a post-abortive woman, I can tell you that, as I've said in prior videos, it was so traumatic for me. Now I know she's dancing, so it doesn't seem like it's traumatic to her, but believe me, it is, because she has to make fun of it in order to feel better about what she just did. Saying that a fetus is happy and dancing right before it's aborted. Now, some other pro-life people have said when they have shown this video that it's dehumanizing. No, she is humanizing that video or that fetus and saying the fetus is happy about it. That's how sick in her mind she is about aborting that baby. She's either on drugs, which I wouldn't doubt, or she's mentally ill. There is no other way that you can spin this with this woman who is applauding this. So I'm going to show it one more time and then I'm done with it. Okay. And if you have any comments you would like to ask me or what your opinion is on this video, I would love to know. Put it in the comment section. Here it is.
Like a tick. Fuck clapping back, bitch, I'm clapping on the dick. Bust it, I'm a savage. Bitch, throw it back like a 10-year challenge. Take him to the crib, then I push him on the sofa.
Okay, I can't take it. I can't take any more of that. I just am appalled that the pro-life or the pro-choicers have gone to a new low now. This is a new low. So applauding, dancing, celebrating, saying the fetus is happy about right before it's aborted. Well, it doesn't get any sicker than that. Now, I'd like to shift over to what's happening in the pro-life movement. And I got to tell you, I am not happy at all. I've got a comment coming up. Thank you, Kayla. Yeah, it is pretty disturbing, isn't it? Thank you. So the pro-life movement, in my opinion, is no longer pro-life. I'm just going to say it. It's no longer pro-life. And I'm seeing all of these people in the pro-life movement applauding that states have put a limit on abortions when the fetus has the unborn child, the preborn, whatever you want to call it. I like to call it the unborn baby because that makes it human, because it is human. But when the pro-life movement starts applauding these states putting the heart bill, signing into sessions, the heart bill law, when they are applauding that, they're no longer pro-life, they're pro-choice. Pro-choice people love it. They love it when they have been able to manipulate the pro-life movement to now compromise on what's acceptable for an abortion and what isn't. It's not pro-life, ladies and gentlemen. Pro-life is supporting the baby, the unborn baby from conception to birth. And then after birth, if the crisis pregnancy, the mother needs help, there's all kinds of organizations, especially Catholic organizations, to help them once the baby is born. But, that's always dismissed by the pro-choicers. So all through social media, I am seeing these applauses and pushing politicians, especially Trump, because Trump is against late-term abortions. Trump should be against all abortions from conception to birth. But even Trump has backpedaled on his abortion stance. He now is accepting abortions up to the heartbeat. But here's the thing that I want you to think about. And please put your comments in. Let me know what you're thinking on this as well. Most women are probably 6 to 8 weeks along before they realize they're pregnant. Let's face it. We all know how the body works, right? You miss a period, that's 4 weeks. And maybe you're off and you think, well, I'll give it a couple of more weeks. That's 6 weeks. So, I know they're saying they're determining 15 weeks for a heartbeat. But just like humans develop differently, so do the unborn baby. That heartbeat may not happen until the day later after they've had the abortion. I mean, the science is not exact on this. So, what do you think about that? Let me know in the comments. But the Right for Life movement is probably, in my opinion, the worst offender, because I'm on their text group for Indiana Right to Life, other Right to Lives, National Right to Life, and they're always praising the states that put limits on abortion. And honestly, it boggles my mind. That is not pro-life. That's pro-choice. And to try to spin that, Trump is pro-life when he also accepts exceptions and limits, that's not pro-life, folks. So just pay attention to your social media when if you're in the pro-life movement, just pay attention. There's all kinds of backpedaling and manipulating and twisting themselves into pretzels, trying to say that states having limits is pro-life. It is not. And all you pro-choicers out there who just lost your mind when Roe versus Wade was overturned by the Supreme Court, all it did was take it out of federal law and put it into state law. States did not, I think there was only one or two that flat out banned abortions, and the rest, I think California, it doesn't matter when you terminate the pregnancy. Other states have put limits on it. But keep in mind, Roe versus Wade was passed. When it was passed, it was supposed to be for unusual circumstances. It wasn't supposed to be, oh, I got pregnant, I'm going to go get an abortion. It was never like that. It was supposed to be in rare and exceptional cases. That's it. And look what happened. An entire industry got rich off of killing babies. And Kaylee says, the moment a woman is conceived, there is a new life, and it's no longer my body, my choice. That's exactly right, Kayla. And, but that all changed, didn't it? When the jabs became effective. Oh, no. Now it's what? You don't want the jab? You don't care about people? Right. That's what the pro-choicers were saying. It wasn't my body, my choice then during COVID. Unbelievable. So it's getting, as a Catholic, it's getting very difficult to find any politician to support, because only one in the Republican field supports no abortion at all. None. No exceptions, no abortions. And that's Senator Tim Scott. But realistically, Tim isn't going to win the presidency. So what are we to do? I do not know who I'm going to vote for at this point. Now, since Trump has backpedaled his abortion position, oh my, that really upset me. And I know Frank Pavone is doing his absolute best to try to spin Trump as pro-life, but he is not. He is not pro-life now. And that pains me to say that. So, do you have a candidate that you have found that is pro-life? I mean, 100% pure pro-life, no exceptions, no limits. Tell me in the comments, because the only one I found was Tim Scott. He's the only one. And he doesn't have a chance to win the presidency. Sorry to say that, but it's true, Tim. You don't have a chance to win the presidency. I like you. I think you would make a good president. But there aren't any political candidates now that have a pure pro-life position other than Tim Scott. I'm not going to try to make this video long, but I just wanted to express to you my utter disappointment in the pro-life movement. And I've heard other pro-life influencers trying to spin this whole thing around our political candidates. You can't. Kayla says, isn't Ron DeSantis pure pro-life? No, because he signed into legislation the heartbeat bill. They can all say they're pro-life, but if they're not instituting those laws in their states, are they really pro-life? And I get the whole political pushback of, well, that's the best that Ron DeSantis could have done in the state of Florida to get it passed through the legislation. I get all of that. I do. But don't say you're pro-life when you're pushing these other bills through just to get them through because, you've got to bend yourself in a pretzel in order to get any kind of pro-life legislation passed. Yeah, Kaylee says, oh, wow, I didn't know that. Yeah. And the funny part of it is, Donald Trump slammed Ron DeSantis for signing that bill. Well, Trump hasn't come back looking any better than Ron DeSantis. So I challenge you all, start looking at all these pro-life influencers in the pro-life movement. Look at what they're saying. Look at their posts. The pro-life movement is going down this slippery slope, and Satan and the pro-choicers absolutely love it. They see how much compromise the pro-life movement is making. And it frankly has me worried. What happened to the pro-life movement? Pay attention to you know who they are. You know who they are. Yeah, you do. They're prominent. And they're spinning as much as they can on this whole downslide of the pro-life movement that they're really pro-life. You cannot support exceptions or limits to abortion and say you're pro-life. You cannot do it. Can't happen. So if you have any more thoughts or comments, I would love them before I wrap this up. But I just wanted to give you some insight into the new low of the pro-choice movement and the sad, very sad decline of the pro-life movement. If you go back to the pro-life history, they never accepted exceptions and limits. Now all of a sudden they are. Why is that? Why is that? Could it be because Donald Trump is running for president again? And now his position on abortion has moved. Could that be? Because all of them that are doing it are Donald Trump supporters. I voted for Trump. And I got to tell you, I was told by a Rachel's Vineyard friend that he actually was for exceptions, and I did not know that when I voted for him, and that's bad on me. But I want you all to be aware. And the absolute sad part is, other than Tim Scott, there isn't any political person running for president that is a pure pro-lifer. And it's sad now, I've got to call it pure pro-lifers. Robert F. Kennedy, who is absolutely gaining steam, he calls himself a pro-choicer. And he supports the same limits and same exceptions that Donald Trump. But Donald Trump calls himself a pro-lifer. Do you see what I'm saying here, folks? Yeah, so disappointed in Trump, I can't tell you. So disappointed. So if anybody else doesn't have any more comments, I just want to wrap it up and say, pay attention to what's going on in the pro-life movement. I mean, it'll boggle when you start digging in and paying attention to what all these influencers are saying in the pro-life movement. They're no longer pro-life, ladies and gentlemen. They're not pro-life, and they're Catholic. Yes, and they're Catholic. So I'm not calling out all the names today, but I may down the road if they don't stop it. And Frank Pavone, as I've already said, he's a Trump supporter and he's trying to spin himself into a tizzy, trying to make Trump look pro-life. And Trump is no longer pro-life. And Kaylee says, in Canada, it's hard to find pure pro-life too. I know it is there. Yeah. I have friends in Canada. I know it's hard in your country. Kayla, you guys are really, really having difficulties all the way around. I mean, like you go to jail and stuff because of dictator Trudeau. How he got reelected is beyond me. You people in Canada need to wake up and kick him out. Just like we need to wake up here and get rid of Joe Biden, who is a fake Catholic. Fake Catholic. So, you all, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate you watching. You know, as I told you last week, I'm going to step up and do more and more live videos and get more information out there to you. Just open up your eyes, watch what these pro-lifers are doing that's not pro-life, and call them out for it. I'm not saying to be nasty about it. Just call them out for it. So, mwah. Love you all. Thank you for watching. And remember, eternal life is forever. Right? It's forever, ladies and gentlemen. Got a plan.